Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to me. Also, I haven't posted in quite a while. My name is Laura Lee. If this is the first time you're seeing me, welcome. So we are looking at 2 issues of 17 magazine today, both from August, but the first one, August of 1998, is Drew Barrymore as the cover girl. It was titled the Back to School issue. Second one is from August of 2015. The cover girl is Shay Mitchell. So 2015. I don't really want to say that a person is 2015. That seems almost mean. But she was killing it in 2015, and I mean that in the best way. And this one was the crush issue. You'll see why later. Yeah. I do just want to note that in 1998, 17 magazine was 279 pages. A whole book, a work of literature. Heavy reading, okay? And yet Drew Barrymore only got 2 pages for her cover story. Whereas in 2015, the magazine was only 147 pages. They very much slimmed down. But Shay Mitchell got a whole 6-page spread. Strangely enough, the first advertisement in both of these magazines is from the same company, Revlon. The first one was for quick drying nail polish in 1998 featuring Salma Hayek. And in 2015, it was for some kind of gel polish, Olivia Wilde. They also both had CoverGirl ads in 1998 with Tyra Banks for clean makeup. Yes, clean girl aesthetic. It was then and it is now. And then in 2015, we had Katy Perry advertising for Supersize mascara. We have Katy Perry with the green hair here. That was an era. And the first section that we're gonna go over is Trauma Rama. Trauma Rama! In 1998, the majority of these weirdly take place in like carnivals. I guess those are just rife for embarrassment. But I will give you just some highlights, okay? That's what we're doing in each of these sections. Just the highlights that I feel we need to hear as a society. First, we had a girl who met a guy on vacation, was flirting it up, and then her mom, who carries a cell phone, she would like you to know, because not everybody carried a cell phone in 1998, her mom let her know that her boyfriend had called her 7 times. Don't you just hate it when your mom ruins your opportunity to cheat? Mom, I'm trying to cheat on my boyfriend. Go away. I forgot how much fun it is to embarrass myself on the internet. Trauma Rama did continue on in 2015, which I love. However, I will say that they seem a lot less embarrassing, these stories. One of the stories, a girl texted her ex instead of her best friend to hang out, and then he went psycho vibes on her, which isn't so much embarrassing. She's hitting on a different kind of trauma, I think, there. In 1998, way less trends than in 2015, and way less focus on trends. In 1998, dark denim, big. In 2015, skinny jeans, of course, but a lot of them were dark or black, as shown by Demi Lovato in a Tampax ad, which we will see later on if I'm not showing it right now. I promise you that. We will see Demi Lovato in her Tampax ad. In 1998, Prairie Girl. In 2015, Indie Cowgirl. Even Western wear is becoming in again. It will keep going forever. So keep your cowboy boots, okay? In 1998, preppy looks were in, and that meant tartan, khaki, pinstripes, pleated skirts. Now in 2015, there was also what they were calling preppy classics, but I have a personal theory. I personally don't feel like this spread is very aligned with what was actually trending with teenagers, but I think it's a reflection of the fact that, in my opinion, 17's audience grew younger and younger over time, and I think you can see that here. For hair in 1998, they really liked casual waves, and then in 2015, that became the beachy waves, which was almost an epidemic. I mean, I love them, but like, we were absolutely sick at home with how much we were obsessed with beachy waves. So here are the 1998 trends that were specific to 1998. They did not come back in 2015, but maybe they'll come back again. Who's to say? So here is 80s glam is what they're calling this. A satin tube top, dark denim jeans, and a feather boa. And I do feel like I could see this outfit on any given Saturday in Nashville. If you were thinking that 1998 was all stylish and that 2015 was disgusto barfo, you are not completely correct, because in this one, they did advertise that you wear socks with flip-flops. I appreciate the coverage of the feet. I do hate this though. Here we have Fiona Apple wearing some geometric black frame glasses, which is what they considered to be in. You would have gotten bullied for wearing these in 2015, so that's something interesting. You also could emulate 1998 style by wearing anything shimmery or glittery at all in any capacity. That was very in as well. 2015 is a harder one for me to look at, okay, because I really was there, okay? I was in the battle in 2015. Denim mini skirts. I know that these are technically timeless, classic. We were hooked, okay? It was a different level. And then also the denim shirts and the denim jackets that were like fitted, women's cut. That was really in 2015. The looks that we were going for were either boho or polished yet edgy. Yes, that does sound like something that I would have done. So I concur on that. They also advertised that you should get yourself some stacking jewelry and some bold colored and printed backpacks for back to school. Because even though this is the crush issue, they did decide that maybe they would talk about school just a little bit. Get yourself a cute backpack, that's all you need to know. Bright lipstick, bright eyelid colors, bright eyeliners. They legitimately suggested that you do something that they called lollipop lips, which is where you just put various bright shades of lipstick on your mouth in just different areas and you just walk out like that. I don't know, maybe if you're hot that could work. Not for me. Again, think about the Nicki Minaj lipsticks for your hair in 2015. You were gonna wanna wear multiple headbands at once, multiple hair ties at once, a messy bun. It was all about the beachy waves, as I have said before, and sun-in. I was using sun-in to create a really weird orange color in my hair, and I was fine with that. I loved it, actually. So we're moving on to fashion and beauty guides. 1998, we start out with a guide to finding the perfect pair of jeans, of course. And that is for your butt, whether your butt is bubble, wide, or flat. One of the three, and it cannot be any other. And then Better Bigger was their one paragraph section for sizes 14 and up. You wanted to be plus size and have fashion recommendations? Too much to ask. You get one paragraph and don't even complain. We also had a what's your skin type guide. We all know the skin types. And finally, we had Hair 411, where they recommended that you use hair wax, these like Velcro rollers. And also, if your hair turns green from chlorine, which I haven't seen happen to anyone in a million years, but it was a very large part of my childhood, weirdly, put ketchup in your hair. Moving on to 2015, wouldn't you know it, another highlight on finding the perfect jeans. Yep, some things never change. And the types of jeans now available to you are skinny, boyfriend, or high-waisted. But they wanted to make extremely clear that these high-waisted jeans would not be mistaken for mom jeans, because that was a heinous crime in 2015. And another, date night denim. Victoria Justice and Gigi Hadid, they cannot outrun their style choices from 2015. They stay here as a reminder of where we've been. How many denim guides can you really have? Apparently you can have at least 3, and this one is called Curve Confidence. It's their plus size section. Prep for your perfect makeout. This is just 17 telling their readers that they are crusty and they have bad breath. But this really is just a bunch of lip gloss recommendations, which honestly makes 0 sense, because if you wore literally any of these, they would get all over the person you were making out with. DIY skin solutions. I was a victim of the push for DIY hair and face masks, and I know that there was somebody out there cackling, writing these and knowing that I was putting essentially mayo on my hair and it was doing nothing. Nothing. And then we have 5 ways to look tanner. Being tan was everything. Flash tats had entered the collective consciousness and fully taken over my teenage brain. They did actually have a little segment on sunscreen on the back of this, but let's be honest, we were all skipping right over that. And finally, best hair removal tips. If there's anybody out there who's still using Nair, you are stronger than I could ever be. That smell sits in your nostrils for days. I always wished that there were more quizzes in every single magazine that I ever read, but alas, we only get one in each issue of 17. In 1998, we need to find out, are you a gutsy girl? And then in 2015, you need to know which ice cream sandwich fits your personality. Deep questions. Let me know if you think that I should make some videos going through these quizzes, or even just do it on like a TikTok live or something, because I would love to find out if I'm a gutsy girl, and I would love to find out what ice cream sandwich represents me personally, and I know that all of us would. Let's talk about the advice and confessions section. So in 1998, we had a few fun stories. One where a girl found out that her boyfriend was cheating. Girlie was dumb, she took him back. Now she thinks he's cheating again. What do you do then? You dump him like you should have done the first time. That's what you do. And then We do indeed roll with the LGBT, even though I'm holding a Chick-fil-A thing. Ignore that. I'm choosing strategically to ignore it, and I ask the same from you. So here's the confession / plea for advice. I've been best friends with the same girl for about 2 years. Love how she describes it like a romantic relationship. For some reason, I think she is so cute. I'm not a lesbian, but I think about kissing her all the time. Don't get me wrong, I love guys. I'm just really attracted to her. I can't tell her because we wouldn't be friends anymore. And the advice, by the way, completely avoided the topic of bisexuality altogether. And really, their message was, bottle those feelings up. In 2015, you are now getting advice from John Green. That is correct. You heard me correctly. John Green. So for example, you would say, hey, John Green, famous author with multiple best-selling books who's had movie adaptations made about them. I am just stuck in the hooking up phase with this boy, and I just don't know how to deal. It's so up and down. And there are just tons of questions for John. How do I know if I love somebody? My boyfriend cheated on me. What do I do? Why are men the way that they are? Among others. Another ad that was featured in both 1998 and 2015, American Eagle. Here we have 1998 looking very classic, very cool. And here we have 2015 looking very 2015. And now, let's get to the cover stories, okay? First up, Drew Barrymore, 1998. Like I said earlier, believe it or not, this is a 2-page spread featuring only 1 page of text. And she has 2 photos total in this entire magazine. And this was promo for her movie Ever After, a Cinderella story. Drew called this particular version a feminist Cinderella because she, uses her brains, she kicks and fights, and she isn't shallow. However, 17 did reassure us that while this girl may be independent and she may have an education, if you're thinking that Drew's Cinderella is too politically correct, don't worry. Do not worry at all, guys. This is still going to be heavily focused on the male interest. I promise you, it won't pass the Bechdel test. You're safe. Her co-star, however, said that Drew is not the Hollywood starlet that she could be. She's not like any of the girls that you might know. Shallow. Don't use their brains. Don't kick and fight. No. She's nothing like that. She's not like other girls. But I actually kind of appreciate the way he phrased it. The Hollywood starlet she could be. Because she could. Because she really could. She could think that she's amazing and beautiful and stomp on my face. And she would have every right to do that. Moving on to 2015, Shay Mitchell's cover story. The header is, let's admit it, we all have a girl crush on Shay Mitchell. Get it? Because she played a lesbian in Pretty Little Liars? I also think it's quite hilarious that they couldn't just call it a crush. They had to add the word girl in front of it to make sure that nobody felt that they were being accused of being gay for Shay. She talked about white beauty standards, trying to make it in Hollywood, insecurity, body positivity, and of course, Pretty Little Liars. She also went through a couple of her Instagram photos and gave us the behind the scenes because she was like absolutely icon of Instagram at the time. And she did want to remind us that, believe it or not, it's just a highlight reel. And I get that, and yet sue me for wanting to have the best highlight reel. Anyways, you can imagine the rest. She eats pizza and she watches movies, and even sometimes she cries. She's just like us. And lots of promo for her blog, for her YouTube channel, for her book, for I've lost track. However, if you're going to do a 6-page spread, you might as well get those promos in. Have I mentioned that you should like and subscribe and follow me on every platform that there ever was and comment a million amazing things about me? I'm saying it now. Okay, now it's time for a very exciting segment. It's called School Zone. 17 magazine, a nationally read, extremely popular magazine. They would highlight random high school kids. Just random high schools, interview them, take pictures of minors and put them in the magazine. Again, not hating. It's hilarious. And if this had happened to me, I never would have shut up about it. So what a treat. The highlighted school in August of 1998 was Union High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it turns out school was pretty much exactly the same in 1998. They did competitions among the grades, upperclassmen left for lunch, they did powder puff, they had house parties, etc., etc., etc. Rob says, you can't get tattoos in Oklahoma. This is the buckle of the Bible Belt. And then they basically just all kind of called Tulsa boring for the most part. We also had a couple in here, Alicia and Michael. And Alicia said, I could tell he really wanted to get to know me for me. And Michael said, she's really aggressive. High school boys, I have so much hatred, and I am also afraid. Quick demographic shift. In 2015, this is now called campus chic, and we're focusing on college kids. The two colleges that were featured were UCLA and Kent State. I know nothing about these colleges. Please don't quiz me on them. The focus was more on fashion now, okay? Not as much on like the actual school and what people felt. Xenia over here, she claims that these jeans are her boyfriend's, which I do not believe for even 1 second, but you can see the Visco girl era kind of starting to gradually appear. Rayhan wants something cute for class, but nice for her internship. So naturally, she wears booties to class. Slay your own way, but I could never. Jacqueline has an iconic 2015 King Kylie look going on here, and Catherine described her outfit as rad, which tells me that she's on Tumblr. Who doesn't love a fun little horoscope section? It's funny, it's fun. I acknowledge that we are not in 1998 or 2015, and so these are completely irrelevant to you, but I do think that horoscopes show something interesting about our culture. I'm only going to talk about the star sign that was highlighted this month. In 1998, 17 magazine told Leos everywhere that it's drama time, which is all times for Leos, okay? But you might text your ex. Also, plans are going to be falling through, and by the way, your best color is pink. And in 2015, they told all the Leos that month that you'll go on a social media cleanse. That's it. Your choice, really. Another fun little aspect of the magazines is the sweepstakes. Now it's all Instagram story giveaways, but where is the sweepstakes, okay? And we are going to revisit them right now. In 1998, they had the 17X Maybelline collab, the Great American Makeover Contest. They bring 5 girls to New York City. They give them a full makeover. They get to be featured in the magazine, and they get a year's supply of makeup. Not a bad deal. They did still have some little competitions in 2015. This one specifically was for Sears' 17 collaboration collection. So fun. I'm so sorry, Sears, but it is hard not to make fun of you at this moment. I'm finding it very difficult, and I apologize. I know you'll never sponsor me now. It's something that I will have to live with. We've hit really the end of the clear comparisons in this essay, and we are now onto the contrast section. So I'm going to tell you about stuff that was in the 2015 and 1998 magazines. Starting with 2015, let's start with an ad, because I'll never have any ads. Roll the ad. Roll it. Anyways, moving on. Here's an ad for Express with Karlie Kloss. That is a artifact, cultural artifact right there. Karlie Kloss was having a big moment. We also had this ad for L'Oreal with Barbara Palvin. Again, it girl. I wanted to be her, God, so badly. And I know, like, you want to say, oh, you wanted to look like her, you didn't want to be her. Nope, I wanted to be her. I was deeply unwell, okay? It was 2015, give me a break. Must Share Now was pretty much just thinly veiled ads for movies. Ooh, okay. Candies at Kohl's, featuring Fifth Harmony. This should be in a time capsule for 2015. For context, this was a few months after we were gifted the song Worth It, which still continues to be played somewhere, maybe in malls. I'm not really sure. Now, I thought that Candies had left us for good, but upon perusing their website, it does say that they have something coming soon. So maybe we will have a Candies revival in 2023. And by we, I mean some of y'all, but not me, I'm sorry to say. So in 2015, they would add little interviews with the models to the spreads, and they called this Model Moments. I don't think that they ever actually said that these people were readers, but for some reason, I thought that they were real readers, and then I just wasn't old enough or pretty enough or tall enough to be in it, but like, that was achievable for some, just not me. For example, you're reading about how to put bobby pins in a chevron shape on the side of your messy bun, and then you get a little beauty tip from the model who's modeling that incredible look. On this spread, we have Emily, who goes to NYU, and Julianne, who goes to Loyola Marymount, which is in LA. And it never occurred to me that these are girls trying to make it professionally as models in major cities, and that potentially they are not reading 17 in their college leisure hours. This spread, Cheap Thrills, on drugstore products is exactly the reason why I was a 17 girl and why I could not be a Teen Vogue girl, because I just simply was not up to scratch. Also, the way that they're recommending a bar of Dove soap as if that's something that you've never heard of in your life. Dove, be honest, how much should you pay for that ad spot? Hiking 101, I don't think I need to tell you what this spread is about. And then we have some different options for hikes depending on if you identify most with Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, or Gigi Hadid. So a wide range of different vibes to choose from. Don't even worry about the diversity. They may all be in the same friend group. Who said they have the same aesthetic? I did. They pretty much did. Now, I really appreciate this article, Anatomy of a Crush, because it is a fantastic reminder that you don't have an extreme illness, you just have anxiety. You just have anxiety. If you are tempted at this point to comment that anxiety is an extreme illness, I urge you not to, because I am aware. I am aware of it every single day of my life. Thank you so much. The humor does help, so just let me have that, okay? Your Circle is a spread entirely about how to make friends, and it is also Tyler Oakley's chance to show off. And if I were him, I would absolutely do it too. And by the way, for all the friendless losers out there, have you ever tried being real? Ever tried joining a club? Maybe putting yourself out there? Yeah, bet you never thought of that. We now turn to the section called #Momblums. And in this spread, 3 girls complain about Mummy Dearest. And we love that because we love complaining. It does make things feel better. I don't know if that's scientifically proven, but it does. Sarah, extremely confused on why her mom has, in her words, 100 times more Twitter followers than her, and she's coping with her mother using technology. Amanda's mom likes to raid her closet and also wore her prom dress to a charity event. And Ava over here is worried that her friends might think that her mom is cooler than her because her mom is a radio host who regularly interviews and meets celebrities. So Ava's fear is not only valid, but also correct. Your mom is cooler than you because you're 16 years old and she's celebrity adjacent. It's hard to be that cool, and it's hard to be cool at all when you're 16, so you can cut yourself some slack on that. Now, the magazine promises that we are about to go heart-eye crazy for this next section. So please prepare yourselves and direct any of your heart-eye comments into the comment section. And that is where I will be pretending that you think that I'm hot. Please do not direct any of the heart eyes towards any of these boys in the Hot Boys of Summer spread, which we're about to go through, because some of them, they're underage. Hot Guys of Summer was a true cringe experience for me, and I am just so excited for it to be over, so let's get into these interviews. Cameron Dallas. He was popular on Vine to some, and he's wearing a shirt that I don't care for. He talked about writing a song, which he titled She Bad. Here's Yaz. He's on the show Empire. His real name is Bryshore Gray, which somehow sounds even more celebrity than the name Yaz. Yaz tells us a story that I've heard many, many times before about an all-star athlete who totally would have played in college had he not been tragically injured, and then he had to pivot. Fortunately, this story ends with him becoming an actor and a musician and not sitting in your living room and playing Fortnite on your TV and pissing off your roommates. So that's fantastic to hear. Anwar Hadid. He was 16 at the time that this magazine came out. In other words, a child. Also the same age that I was at the time. Basically, his entire interview was about his family, except for him to say that he's shy. Boo Boo Stewart. This name makes me want to remind everybody that when considering what to name your child, please take into account that they might not end up hot and cool. It worked out for Boo Boo here, but can you imagine if he had not been one of 17's hot guys of the summer and his name was Boo Boo? He was in Descendants. He's also a Nepo baby, as we found out, and his ideal date, going to the movies or to a magic show. Once again, please imagine somebody named Boo Boo who likes magic and is not hot. He got lucky. He really did. Ross Lynch, he was all the rage, and I think he still is. I don't know. It's hard to keep up. Anyways, his big reveal was that he would just love a girl who goes to Coachella for the music and not for the Instagram photos. Looks like a lot of you aren't measuring up. And I too am not measuring up. Not because I would be there for the Instagram photos because it's in a hot ass desert and it seems horrible, but because I also can't afford a ticket. I had to finish out 2015 with the last page of the magazine, to be fair. But I would have done this anyways because you have to go out with a bang. And this is a Tampax ad featuring Demi Lovato. This ad was some of Demi's favorite outfits that she would have the confidence to wear no matter what time of the month it is. thanks to Tampax. But in looking at the outfits, are these all not already period safe outfits? They're all black. You could wear any of these on your period, even if you didn't have Tampax. Just a thought for the marketing team. I know it's her aesthetic, but still. Time for 1998. This was just a spread of celebrities at recent events. It's called Who, What, Where. You may recognize some notable features. Now this section, love tests, is just a bunch of things that boys or girls may do to show that they're in love and that you can check and reference just in case you think you might be in love or somebody might be in love with you. They also made sure to put in some things that actually were things that you would do if you were not in love and in fact you were in disgust. You hate this person. Here are some of the examples for love, okay? You participate in their interests even if they aren't your favorite things. You feel good when you're around them. They listen to you. Now, if you experience any of these examples, you are not in love, okay? Don't confuse it. You don't hang out in public settings because you don't want to be seen with them or they don't want to be seen with you. And believe it or not, if they don't care if you're sad and really just want to hook up with you, they might not be in love with you. Yes, I know, it's shocking to some. Here we have a spread called Not So Perfect Boyfriend. What is it going to be about? Is this dude horrible? Is he showing all of the not in love examples? No, he's actually disabled. This was a real article with that very real title, Not So Perfect Boyfriend, about a girl dating a boy with a disability. I actually appreciated the story though. This girl was talking about how she was very ignorant about disabilities before she met this boy. And then her experience dating her boyfriend who is handicapped and watching him navigate the world through a different perspective. But the title? Please. No. Here we have an ad for Leo Mania, the unauthorized story. Leo did not authorize, okay? And then also Spice Girls Wild in concert with Ginger Spice. A 2-for-1 deal. And these were 2 programs that would be on the Fox Family Channel. Leo does show family values to this day. He only dates girls who are still on their parents' family plan. Got him. And I'll get him again. But I do have a feeling that Fox doesn't mind. In this spread, 17 is attempting to capture the duality of man, and I think they did a really great job of this. Appealing and appalling, boy report. So for example, in Appealing, this girl said that a boy took her on a first date to a movie theater and then he invited her to slow dance with him in the middle of the aisle to I Believe I Can Fly. She finds that appealing. I would simply have to humiliate him. Since I'm heartless, I'm sure the appalling category will be more relatable for me. And first up, we have a girl who she kissed her boyfriend and they held hands. And then he started a rumor that they had relations in the back of his truck. Very classic and very horrid. And then at the end, we get a listener question from a girl who had a summer love, really liked him, and is wondering if there's a possibility that they can rekindle next summer. And the best part is that to prove her true and undying love, she mentioned that she liked him even when he was wearing his Taco Bell uniform and even when he had a zit, which is, in her words, all things other girls wouldn't like. Just openly roasting this man in 17 magazine. Now we have a segment called Ben's Life, Crazy Rain. And this is a horny boy's story about hooking up with girls on a camping trip. That's all it is. It got a 2-page spread, the same amount as Drew Barrymore for that. It's kind of like the OG fan fiction if you think about it. We also have a segment called Voice in the Driver's Seat, which is yet another camp love story from a girl's perspective this time. Instead of doing your makeup and talking to a camera for 30 minutes in 1998, you just send in your story time to 17 magazine and they write a 2-page spread on it and you just let them do the work. Anyways, the content of this isn't that important, except for the fact that this girl said that while talking to her crush, her armpits tingled. Maybe my armpits are just built different. Do I need to ask God for a different set? Because mine have never tingled. Are y'all's armpits tingling? So in 1998, they had a guys section. We went over that. All the love tests, the appealing, the appalling, the boys' horny camp stories, all of that. Then they also had a separate section called Girlfriends. This is just a couple besties getting a highlight in 17 magazine. This is a complete story and interview. How they met, why they were first drawn to each other, what they like to do together. Have they had rough patches and how do they deal with them? Do they ever get jealous of each other? And most importantly, how will they keep the flame alive when they are no longer at camp together? In this section, 17 Live 1998, they would put modeling calls, fashion shows, any opportunities to be in the magazine, that was all here. This is an ad for a store called Girlfriends. I would purchase like almost everything from this store. Now, I would. Send me the catalog. Where is it? And this is one of the many order forms for clothing and such that exists within the 1998 magazine. From suffrage to Spice Girls, a little feminist highlight here. We love that. Got Milk? God, I miss when the dairy industry just was funneling their propaganda straight into any media that we would consume. Who knew? I think that this was supposed to be an informative section, and this particular segment was about how smoking is bad for you. The anti-smoking ads were actually a big part of my childhood, though, I feel like, so I do appreciate the nostalgia, and let's be honest, they worked, okay? We all thought smoking was disgusting. Unfortunately, though, Big Nicotine was able to invent the vape in time for a comeback, so we are back to square one. This is a similar segment with some current event topics. This 1998 edition, they touched on computers coming to universities, young girls trying to save the environment, controversy over teaching safe sex in schools, and gun control. So nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. And all this next to an ad for Hello Kitty. In 1998, you could be a part of a music club, and this was innovative because you no longer had to send in reply cards or get automatic shipments, and craziest of all, you could even listen to a little sample of the music online beforehand. Stunning. That reminds me, remember when you had to listen to a 30-second sample of a song on iTunes and then decide whether you wanted to buy that one song for $1 or try and save money and buy the entire album for $20? I cannot believe we were out there doing that. Of course, you also had the option to pirate the music, but I don't condone that. This ad for Zoom Zoom prom dresses was also a competition to design the prom dress of the year. Why isn't this a trend now? We have millions of people saying that they wrote the song of the summer. Where are the people saying they designed the prom dress of the year? Am I normal? Answer in the comments. No, don't answer in the comments. This is a section, okay, of the magazine. And I'm sure you can imagine what this segment's like. Girls finding out what UTIs are, all that fun stuff. Backstage Pass is a celebrity interview section, and I'm gonna give you some fun highlights, okay? Will Smith got stood up when he asked a girl to meet him before the school assembly in high school. And so, wouldn't you know it, he got up in the middle of a large group of people in a formal setting and yelled across the room at her. People don't change. They really don't, and it's hilarious. Liv Tyler's section was all quotes from other people talking about her, which is strange, but I also love. They were all people who knew her personally, like co-stars, makeup artists, and then randomly, Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. What is he doing there? This review section, they're tier ranking movies. And guess who's made it to the top? Drew Barrymore's. That's so weird. All-Star Lineup was the section where they specifically highlighted male athletes. For example, Johnny Mosley, an Olympic skier who said that the craziest thing a woman has ever said to him was, "I love you." This man has a sense of humor, okay? Kevin Garnett, who played for the Timberwolves, you may have heard of him. I don't know. He didn't really say anything that interesting, but he did name drop his friends Kobe, Shaq, Allen Iverson. He was 22 at the time. Now he's a Hall of Famer as well. Blood is a story that I believe they were releasing in installments each month. I did not read it, but underneath it, it says it's a story from Ireland, and the second line does have a character saying, "'Tis grand." Teen Wish is some sort of coupon-looking sales section. There's so much South Park merch, I don't know why. We also have this Girls Dribble, Boys Drool basketball t-shirt. All of those girls versus boys t-shirts were really not doing what they thought they were doing, but we were obsessed with them, so. We have Love Potion oil, we have little mushroom candles and some other candles. We have some witchy flair going. And then there's this t-shirt that says, "Out of my mind, back in 5 minutes," and I need this t-shirt. And last but not least, for only 99 cents, you can be popular and win a boyfriend. Now, similar to the Teen Wish section, there are multiple spreads in the magazine where you could order from stores or ads where you could write in or call them and request a catalog. And then once you got the catalog, you looked through it, picked out everything you wanted, and then either by mail or by phone, you could order all of that stuff. I don't know, it seems like a really easy way to get scammed. We also have Ryden, which is just a bunch of fashion and design schools and modeling workshops and all of that. They had plenty of that advertised in 17. Again, an easy way to scam people. The scam artists need to look no further than 17 magazine, but only if it's 1998. That would not work now. And with that, I do conclude my video. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this entire video, if you did. And feel free to comment any suggestions you have for new videos. I appreciate y'all being patient with me on these. I do have to research, film, and edit them all in my very limited free time, in addition to trying to have meaningful relationships, take care of my dogs, take care of myself. So there's not a lot of time to do it, but I'm getting it done anyways. If you want to follow along with my life in any other capacity, here are my other social media platforms. I don't post at regular intervals. I post when the art is complete, okay? But I will tell you when I put a new video out, and you can also turn on the notification bell if you want to know that way. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on other platforms if you want. You don't have to do that. And most importantly, love me forever. Thank you. I'll see y'all soon.